DEI initiatives need executive buy-in to succeed, panelists say. Interesting. So the little blurb in the email says, participants at a DEI conference emphasized the importance of addressing inequities and gaining support for diversity initiatives at all levels of an organization. They stressed the need to highlight diverse talent, skills, and capabilities to attract and retain employees in the current political climate. DEI is the right thing to do, not only from a business perspective in terms of profitability, but also just the humane thing to do today, Michael Chang of Willis Towers Watson has said. Then the article itself says DEI initiatives need executive buy-in to succeed. Organizations must commit to addressing inequities and secure the buy-in of senior leaders to drive real progress on corporate diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. A panel of leaders said Thursday at the Business Insurance Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Institute's annual DEI Leadership Conference. That's crazy that one of those even fucking exists. Yeah, the greater good, man. They did with Stalin and hire some crooks to run parts of Russia. Amplifying the skills and capabilities of diverse talent is critical as companies look to attract and retain employees amid the current politically divisive climate. DEI is the right thing to do, not only from a business perspective in terms of profitability, but also just the humane thing to do, said Michael Chang, head of corporate risk and broking at Willis Towers Watson PLC. I've never even heard of that company. Despite notable events such as the murder of George Floyd, oh, Saint Floyd of the fentanyl, praise be his name, and the U.S. Supreme Court's 2023 decisions on education, which have raised DEI concerns among the general public, there's been a lack of significant progress on DEI in the insurance industry, Mr. Chang said. What? Yelled so loud it hurt my shoulder. What the fuck does he mean by this? In the Students for Fair Admissions cases last year, the High Court effectively ended affirmative action in college admissions. More broadly, many organizations use these events as a way to either get rid of chief diversity officers or as a cover for political correctness rather than genuine commitment to DEI. Yes. That is exactly what Bridge was saying as well. However, a lot of these people that got rid of their chief diversity officers, they didn't dismantle their DEI departments. They just made them with different titles so that you wouldn't notice that they were DEI officers, or they got outside consulting companies. Some of the political divide that we're having today in our country is challenging a lot around diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're all in this together. No matter what you believe, Mr. Chang said. I fucking hate Mr. Chang. DEI strategies must be inclusive and involve all levels of an organization, not just diverse leaders, said Trevor Gandy, global head of diversity, equity, and inclusion at AXA XL, part of AXA SA. I don't know what the fuck that is. A comprehensive approach that includes culture, workforce, marketplace, and community is needed, Mr. Gandy said. Whether it's the majority male CEO toward the 18-year-old you brought in as an intern, if they don't see that DEI actually makes it better, actually includes them, it will never manifest as something that's significant. The majority male CEO toward the 18-year-old you brought in as an intern. How many 18-year-old interns are even having a chance to, like, look at the CEO, much less talk to them? What the fuck do they mean by this? I don't understand. DEI never does anything better. Meritocracy does. True and real. Why is the CEO only 51% male? Oh my god. Negative perceptions and assumptions about DEI hires have to be broken down. The negative perceptions and assumptions aren't going to be broken down because they repeatedly prove true and correct every single fucking time. You can't hire non-qualified people, have them fuck up your workplace and fuck up their jobs, and then expect no one to fucking notice. Like, what are you talking about? Said Dwight Williams, National Account Director within the Management Liability Practice at Risk Strategies. There's often an assumption that in order to get a diverse candidate, you have to sacrifice skill and talent. They're not mutually exclusive. It's and, right? The myth of the two equally qualified candidates is just that. What do you mean? AXA SA is a French multinational insurance corporation headquartered in the 8th arrondissement of Paris. I don't know what the fuck that is. Also provides investment management and other financial services via its subsidiaries. As of 2023, it's the largest financial services company by revenue in France, and the 4th largest French company. That is crazy. That is crazy. You can have a diverse candidate who meets all the criteria in terms of that skill set and leadership performance. And if they do meet that criteria, yeah, fucking hire them because they can do the job. Their race or gender or whatever the fuck shouldn't matter. It's a maturation process for the industry to get over that first hurdle first, he said. If the middle-aged white men can't buy into the argument, and they feel as though perhaps they're being disenfranchised or somehow their job is at jeopardy because it's going to be given to someone who is perhaps not qualified because they're diverse, then the whole equation falls apart. Here it is, baby. We have to make those middle-aged white men feel like they're not gonna lose their jobs, even though they have been. Creating relationships and opportunities for diverse talent to thrive and progress is key, and senior leaders should be encouraged to actively sponsor and advocate for diverse employees, the panelists said. It requires strategy, it requires some deep thinking about what's working, what's not working, but if you have the right people to help get behind it, you actually see progress. Setting diversity targets can be helpful, but won't necessarily change behaviors. And you know what Daddy Lowy Fink said? It's time to force those behaviors to change. Numbers alone don't tell the whole story, Mr. Williams said. There's got to be a paradigm shift in the way we think about this. When you force somebody to do something, they're not doing it because they believe it's the right thing to do. And this is again something that was mentioned both in the SHRM presentation and in bridge language, where in order to get white men on board with this, you have to stop making them feel excluded. I very much expect in the next year or so, a lot of these companies and a lot of these people especially who spent years demonizing white people and white men to start coming out with incredibly flowery language, hoping to entrap a bunch of you willing to believe the flowery language and throw away your futures for it. We need to get white men to approve of their own disenfranchisement by gaslighting them. Yeah, essentially is what this is. The SHRM thing was wild. That guy was a damn zealot. I genuinely wish that I could have gotten like Asmongold to watch the SHRM thing. I know my SHRM video is super long. I know. It's like it would have been great since he's been hammering on DEI recently as well. Do you want an don't make me tap the sign. True and real. True and real. What else have we got in this smart brief, man?